key themes or mega trends that emerged from our recent survey is the rising importance of societal environmental well-being. Given this theme, I invited Petra Dismore, CEO at NorthPeak Advisory, to share her views on the importance to asset managers of having an ESG policy. So Petra, why is it important to have an ESG policy, and why should asset managers be giving this such close attention?
The growth of interest in ESG from investors has been nearby universal and has been growing at an immense rate, particularly in the last couple of years. And there we're seeing that the end institutional investors now require and demand concrete commitments from the asset managers in terms of how they take an ESG approach, and more specifically, how that's integrated in the investment process. Therefore, a key document, a policy that is in place is essential, not only to provide guidance and clarity to the end allocators, but also it has to be aligned with the firm culture and investment process. Thereby, it is albeit impossible to just adopt an off-the-shelf ESG policy, because it needs to be tailor-made to the end investment process and philosophy of the firm. Here, we're also seeing a great uptick in interest from investors on actually how the end asset manager as a firm deals with ESG, and they're particularly focusing on employees. So a full understanding, integration, and also accountability is of utmost importance, something that thereby using metrics around it and formalizing it in a framework of an ESG policy is crucial.
Thank you, Petra. I mean, our latest survey highlighted ESG as a growing trend this year, but NorthPeak believe ESG is the investment focus for the next decade. Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, happy to do that. And it was interesting to see how clearly that was reflected in your latest survey. So as we all know, ESG has been a booming trend in the past couple of years. And COVID has done nothing in regards of dampening that. It's further put it at the front foot of most people's focus. The reasons are multiple. I mean, one is, first of all, looking at the investor base of today. It is the younger generation. They are the second, third generation of wealth, managing the family offices. It is the future pension fund clients, and they are putting demands in terms of where their money is being put to work. I think this all comes hand in hand with the secular shift that we're seeing in overall society, more demands in terms of addressing climate crisis, the climate change, societal differences, and so forth. And hence, this has to be applied in an investment approach, be it working with transformative assets in terms of clean energy, from focusing on diversity inclusion in terms of talent management and recruiting. And the bar is simply a lot higher, but it's also very important not simply to view ESG as a one-off approach. It is very broad, and it can provide a number of new nuances in an investment approach. And that manner also can be a potential source of future performance. So ESG should always be viewed hand in hand as not only risk management, but also potential future alpha. And therefore, education, data, and consistency, and most of all, accountability is key. This is not a trend that's going anywhere. And we at NorthPeak are true believers that in the future, it's not going to be simply viewed as a one-off acronym per se, but it will be embedded in any good business or investment process.